Hello. Hey, we're going to teach you guys a new song, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now. This is going to be the loudest we have probably ever been. It's going to be the most fun that we've ever had. If you participate, all right? So there is some. I mean, we want you. If you like to dance, this is for you. If you like to shout, this is for you. If you like to act a little crazy, this is for you. Now, this is a song that is steeped in Scripture. Let me explain to you what's going on. The Bible says that every time someone gives their heart to Jesus, that essentially there is a big throwdown in heaven. Angels are celebrating and having a big party. We're going to join that. This week, one of our staff members, not one of our ministerial staff, but one of our guys at church, many of you know him, his name is Manny. Manny, you see him walking out. He gave his heart to Jesus this week. And so him, along with countless thousands, maybe even millions this week, have given their heart to Jesus. And we're going to celebrate with them, even though they're not here. We're celebrating because people know Jesus. And so there's a part that we have, that you guys have. I'm telling you, it's going to be loud, okay? Are you okay with that? You okay with loud? You're going to have to listen. You're going to have to shout. You're going to have to sing. You're going to have to get into this because this is real deal, okay? Now, this is the way the chorus of this thing goes. It goes like this. We're gonna party. All right. So when I say we're gonna, what do you say? Oh, I hope y'all won't say that. Let's try it again. We're gonna party. I can feel it down inside. We're gonna party. I was dead, now I'm alive. You guys sing it. We're gonna party. Come on, guys. Listen. This is a big pep rally. This is a big pep rally now. We've got to let loose. I know you're Baptist. I am too. But I'm telling you, there's excitement when someone gives their heart to Christ. And so we're singing, okay? We're shouting. All right? We're dancing, maybe. We're going to let loose. All right? So everybody take your hands, shake them loose, shake them loose, shake them loose. Yeah, so you're doing the hand job. Let's try this again. You ready? We're gonna party. I can feel it down inside. We're gonna party. I was dead, now I'm alive. Yeah. very good. Hey, wasn't that fun? Was that fun?
Yes.
Wasn't that fun? I had fun. I really did. Did you guys have fun?
I mean,
Catherine, did you have fun? Alex had fun. That's all that matters. All right, so here we go. We're going to settle down just a little bit. Again, that song is truth, y'all. Anytime someone comes to know Christ, there is a celebration in heaven. But we're going to sing another song that's become familiar, become popular here lately. And the truth is, y'all, when we trust Christ, we are no longer slaves to any of our sin. We are children of God. And there is some truth and freedom and just awesomeness in that. And so we celebrate tonight with a little party, just knowing that Christ makes the difference in our lives. You know? It's Christ that does all of this in us. If all we're doing is jumping around and singing some songs just because it's fun to do, then we've missed it. But we're no longer slaves to fear or slaves to anything. We're children of God. Let's sing this together. You unravel me with a melody. You surround me with a song of deliverance from my enemies. Till all my fears are gone. Sing it out. And I no longer slave to fear. I am a child of God. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. From my mother's womb, you have chosen me. Love has called my name. And I've been born again to your family. Your blood flows through my veins. And I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am a child of God. And I'm no longer a slave to fear. I am Anybody? Okay. Thanks, Andy.
God, thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for letting us all come here. Thank you for letting us praise you in a joyful way, in a fun way, God, and also in a serious way, Lord. I just pray that you just speak through Dustin tonight and let us hear what we need to hear. Amen. Amen.
You guys can have a seat. I have been wanting to do that song party for quite a while, but the Lord just kind of saw fit that we could do it tonight, and I'm glad that we did. Hey, how many of you guys have ever been to Disney World? I know Madeline just got back. I'm kind of sort of big time jealous. But anybody else been to Disney World? Anybody? Most of you, a lot of you, for sure. I've been several times. The funnest time, and I'm gonna share this. The funnest time I ever went was it was just me and Tasha. Caden went with us. Now I've been with Caden, and it was a blast as well. But Caden has also been without me, so we're kind of even on that. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I love seeing Caden in the magical whatever she's in. That's like everything magical, like this is real. But when Tasha and I went, the reason I went was so enjoyable is because my parents paid for it, and I didn't pay anything, like gas for any food, nothing. And so I was like, sure, I'll go. Yeah. So so we got to do some things, and it was just a blast. But so Disney World is like this mega fun all the time. Everything about it is fun, except for the lines. Everything is fun. I mean, you can go down roller coasters, you can do some virtual reality stuff. I flew to Mars on Disney World. Did you know that? You can do missions to Mars, and you feel like you're in a rocket, and you're kind of shaking like this, and it's just lots and lots of fun. And I got a little sick, but that's okay. I'd say I've been to Mars. So it's lots and lots of fun. So I would go back tomorrow if I could, and I would take you guys. I mean, if we go to Epcot, you kind of make the tour of the world. You can go to the section of France and the section of Spain and England and Germany. I'm trying to convince the Lord that I can take you guys on a mission trip, and we can go all over the world, right there at Epcot, and He's not buying it. But anyway, so I'm just kidding about that. But it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. And I would go tomorrow in a heartbeat if I could, if I had the opportunity. So saying all that, knowing how fun Disney World is, what if I gave you just think back when you were 10 years old. Let's think back when you were 10 years old. Okay? For some of you it's a little harder, for some of you not so hard, but think back when you're 10 years old. When you're 10 years old, for Christmas one year, I give you a lifetime pass to Disney World. I mean, like, here you go, Caleb. Merry Christmas. No, I give you this, no strings attached, except this one. It's not redeemable until 10 years from now, or when you're 20. Okay? So you have this thing for 10 years that you can't use. Okay? What do you do with it?
Put it in the safe.
You put it in the safe? How many of you would try to sell this stuff? Yeah, Andrew, there's some people that try to put it on eBay, or whatever Craigslist, whatever the case may be, let go. I don't know, maybe somebody backed on that. But some of you would try to do that, some of you try to redeem it after 10 years. But here's the thing. Let's say 10 years goes by and you have an opportunity to get to Orlando. I mean, what do you do with the ticket?
Use it.
Are you sure it's going to work? Or is it something I kind of printed off the internet, off the computer? Do you at least try? Yeah, you do. Absolutely. But for 10 years, this thing is doing nothing for you. Right? I mean, I guess you could sell it, and if somebody bought it, they're taking a chance that it might not be real. But for 10 years, this thing is doing absolutely nothing for you. I mean, it's a nice gesture that I gave it to you for Christmas, but for 10 years, you can't use it. I use that silly illustration analogy to kind of show you that there are tons of students, tons of people who kind of, sort of, in a weird kind of way, treat their Christian life like a lifetime pass to some fun park in the future. And what I mean by that is there are people who trust Christ, and they do so just so that when they die, they can go to heaven. But let me tell you guys, that is a great reward. Heaven, I can't wait. I mean, to touch the gates of pearl and the walls of jasper, to walk on the streets of gold, to walk beside the crystal sea. To know that Jesus is there. That is an amazing reward. What I don't want you to do, what I don't want your parents to do, and what I really want you to understand is your Christian life doesn't begin when you die. If you wait until you're dead to kind of say, well, at least I'm in heaven, which is a good place. I'm not trying to discount heaven. My goodness, it is so good. I mean, according to what the scriptures say, it is so awesome. It is so much more than we could ever imagine. I'm not trying to discount heaven. What I'm saying is we bought into this world, into this lie that the world has sold us, that if we trust Christ, we can live however we want. And as long as we die with heaven, that's fine. And what I'm trying to convince you, what I'm trying to tell you is that however long it is from the time you trust Christ to the time you die, I hope it's a long, long, long time from now. I really do. In those years, I don't want you to miss life. I don't want you to miss life. I don't want you to use your Christianity as some lifetime pass into some fun park called heaven. And you've done nothing with it. You've done nothing with it in the time from the time you got saved. I'm trying to tell you that when Jesus said in John 10:10 that the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I've come that they may have life and have it to the full, or have it more abundantly, that he was serious. He was dead serious. He was very serious about this. That life with Christ is the best life lived. There is nothing better, guys. There's nothing better. I don't want you to miss that. I don't want you to miss that. If you've got your Bible, turn with me to Mark chapter 8. There are some tough teachings in Jesus' life. There are some really, really tough things that Jesus says, and this is one of them, y'all. But if we're going to follow Jesus, we've got to know what we've signed up for. We've got to know why we're trusting Him. I mean, when Jesus says that there will be persecution for those of you who love Him, I mean, He was serious about that. Now, if I was to say, and I've used this illustration before, but if I was to say, okay, listen guys, here's the thing. I'm getting up a mission trip. We're going to go share the gospel with a group of people who hate Christians, and they are going to threaten you. They are going to stone you. They're going to try to kill you with the sword, maybe even shoot at you, throw bombs at you. But I really want you to go, and so here's the sign-up sheet. Of course, we did a release form for that because we don't want to get sued when it happens, right? So here's all the stuff. How many of you guys are honestly going to sign up for that? Yeah, that's what I thought. It's not going to be very many, if any. Okay? So when Jesus says there'll be persecution, don't worry about them hating you because they hated me. Well, I'm talking about the world. When He said that, He meant that. And so if we're going to follow after Jesus, there's some truths that we have to just know of what we signed up for. And this is what Jesus says in Mark chapter 8. The scripture is going to be up on the screen. Mark chapter 8, verses 34 and 35 says this. And calling the crowd to him with his disciples. Let me take a break real quick and give you a little plug, okay? I recently purchased a new Bible, and this is the one that I will be teaching from for the foreseeable future, from now on. And it's an English Standard Version, ESV. So if you want to follow along with me, this is, I'm telling you, a fantastic translation of the Bible. And if you are interested in purchasing one of these or getting one of these, I can make those available to you. It is a great Bible, and this is what I'll be using from now on. Okay? And I just wanted to kind of give you that because I know some of you have your phones out and you're looking for you want to follow along word for word, and that's fine. It's the ESV or the English Standard Version. Of course, it's going to be up on the screen as well. But if you want to follow along with your copy of God's Word, that's what you need to look for. Okay? All right. So we'll listen back to it. And beginning verse 34, and calling the crowd to him with his disciples, he, being Jesus, said to them, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take his cross, and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake and the gospel's will save it. I want you to understand something, that when Jesus said, take up your cross and follow me, the disciples knew exactly what that meant. That meant follow him to death. That meant that this was real. See, it was very common, if you will, in that day for people to come by on crosses, carrying crosses up to hills to be crucified. This was very common in Jesus' day. This was the worst form of execution, but it was common. And so when Jesus tells these guys, take up your cross and follow me, this was a big deal. Now, where do we see crosses a lot today? Churches, okay. Where else? How many of you ladies have cross earrings? Or maybe you're wearing a cross on your necklace or on a ring or something like that? We see a lot of jewelry. Now I love the cross. I'm telling you, if you follow me on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, I sent out a tweet on Monday that said, I'm grateful for our military. I'm patriotic. I love our military. But the greatest weapon ever used to set men free was the cross. And that's just the way it is. I'm grateful for the cross. But here's in modern day, and I understand why you wear them, because it's a picture, it reminds you of Jesus, right? But it would be modern day if maybe I got me a necklace, baseball players wear a necklace in the middle of baseball season, Major League Baseball, and baseball players wear these necklaces, and I'm stepping up to the plate, and I'm kissing my electric chair, and I stick it right in there. That would be the equivalent of wearing a cross back in Jesus' day. Okay? I was wearing an electric chair on our chains, And so when he said, take up your cross and follow me, this was a big deal to him. This was a big thing. And so it wasn't just something that, just, hey, whatever. They understood what it meant. Now, we've got to understand that as well. So here's some truths. Here's some truths that I want to give you if you're going to follow Jesus. And one, it's tough. It ain't easy, y'all. And when Jesus says, take up your cross and follow me, he's telling us that as well. He's saying, listen guys, this is going to be tough. There will be times in your life where you're supposed to do something that you don't want to do. There's times in your life where you're not supposed to do something that you want to do. Listen, I'm fat. Did y'all know that? But I'm on a diet. Okay? My diet says that I can't just go and eat as much ice cream as I want. But you know what I want? Man, it's hot outside. You know what fat people like when it's hot? They like ice cream. Listen, I'm so mad at Jenny Clark. Yesterday she put on Facebook, sent out this thing about these emoji brownies. Have y'all seen this? They're out today at Walmart, supporting a little heavy distributor. That would be Jeff. And she sent this out, and I was like, why would you do that to me?
You know? I mean, there are, and you know as well as I do, there are things in life that you want to do, but you know you should. Maybe your mom and dad tells you that you can't. Maybe you just know because of who you are, you're a Christian, you follow the teaching of Jesus, that you can't do it. But that doesn't make it any less tough, does it? Why? Because there's a constant battle between our flesh and our spirit. And where our flesh is so weak, the spirit is so strong. For those of us who just wholeheartedly latch on to Jesus. But our flesh is weak, y'all. Our flesh is weak. There are nights where I sit up in the middle of bed and I dream about ice cream. I love ice cream. And I'm so proud. Listen. I'm so thankful. What I'm doing is I'm watching the carbs. I'm 13 pounds down. So, I'm gonna go like this. All right, so here's the thing. Spanish does that too. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so here's the thing. But I'm so grateful that they came out with this Carb Smart ice cream. Breyers has, the name brand Breyers has this Carb Smart ice cream that is just delicious. And I can eat it. I'm so grateful for that. But you know what I want sometimes? I want Bluebell. I want Butter Crunch. Or Red, White, and Bluebell. I love it. I mean, I got a hush. I'm getting hungry. So, but I can't. I shouldn't. I guess I can, but I know I shouldn't because of my goal. Guys, that's the way it is with following Christ. So when Jesus tells his guys, listen, if you're going to follow after me, you have to deny yourself. And we don't even want to do that, right? You have to deny yourself, take up our cross. Follow after me. Because whoever wants to save his life must lose it. Whoever loses his life for my sake and for the gospel's sake will ultimately save it. Because this is tough. This is tough stuff. But here's my second point. Here's the truth of following Jesus. It is tough. But it is the best life I've ever lived. Y'all, I'm gonna say something that's gonna kind of blow your mind. Okay? You know, I have a daughter, Kate. Love her to death. But she ruined my life. And I'm not even kidding. She ruined my life. Let me tell you why. Before she was born, when I was single in college, and then right after Tess and I got married, we were married 4 years before we had Kate. And during those times together, I'd come home some weekend. Tasha worked 7 days on and 7 days off. So she only worked 6 months out of the year, which was awesome. So it means every other weekend she was off. And and Fridays I was off at the office, and so I would come in Thursday night and I'm like, hey, let's just go somewhere. Let's go to Nashville. Hey, let's just go spend the night in Memphis. Let's go down to the coast. Let's go to the zoo. And we did. And we were able to do anything we wanted. All of a sudden, Tasha finds herself pregnant. And on March 15th, gives birth to our daughter. And she ultimately ruined my life. She did not understand that I needed 8 hours of sleep every night. She would cry at the most inopportune times. I mean, Tasha and I, we just pulling her hair out, we feeding her, we lay her down, we think, oh good, we're going to get 30 minutes of sleep. She don't even give us 15. It's just like, come on, And then, babies don't know how to use a potty. Did y'all know that? And I'm telling you, it ain't nice. And so, I'm telling you, she ultimately ruined my life. We couldn't do the things that we wanted to do. We couldn't sleep when we wanted to sleep. And I said all that to say this. She did. She ruined my life, but it was the best way possible. There are some things that I can't do anymore, and I'm okay with that. Because I can spend that time with my daughter. I wouldn't trade Caden for any of those trips that we were able to take. I wouldn't trade Caden for anything. I wouldn't trade a moment that I get to spend with my family for anything in the world. And see, what I thought Caden had disrupted, well, what Caden had disrupted was ultimately could keep me from being just so in touch and in love with my family. You see, what I thought that I couldn't live without, God replaced it with something that I couldn't live without. And I found out that those things that I thought I couldn't, I could live without. And so we have Kate. And 10 years later, we are just madly in love with her. There's still some things that we can't do. Because now we're not paying for 2, we're paying for 3. There's still some things that, places we can't go. There's still some things that it just doesn't work out for us. But do you think I'd go back to that if I didn't have Caden? If I, would I trade Caden for any of that? Nope. Guys, there are things that God calls us to do. There's some things that God calls us not to do. That if we will just taste and see that the Lord is good, that He is gracious and slow to anger, that He is forgiving, that He is merciful. If we will just latch on to that, those things that we thought we couldn't live without, we will find that we can. And God replaces them with something better. His presence in our life. So it is tough, y'all, to follow after Christ. It's not impossible, but it is tough. It's not easy. It's not easy telling people that you want to say yes to. It's not easy to tell them no. And it's not easy to tell people that you want to say no to yes. That's not easy. It's tough, but it is the best life lived. I don't want you to waste your time. I want you to follow after Christ now. I want you to make up your mind that when you get back to school and guys, listen. I want you to make up your mind that when you get back to school in a few weeks, that life for you is going to be different. That the hall is going to be different. That the dance team, the football team, the basketball team, the softball team, and all of those teams that you're on are going to be different because Christ has made a difference in your life. Because you realize that it's tough to follow, but man, is it worth it. Man, is it worth it. I want you to know that God loves you in a real way. In a way that He'll never leave you or forsake you or abandon you. Never turn His back on you. And He loves you so much that He sent His Son, Jesus Christ, to die for you. That if you'll just trust Him, then you can be saved. And when I read my Bible, it says that whoever calls upon the name of the Lord will be saved. And do you know that you fit in that category of the whosoever's, the whoever's? That's you. And if you have never trusted Jesus Christ to save you, if you've never trusted Him and asked Him to be the Lord and Savior of your life, maybe today is the day for you. Maybe tonight's the night. Maybe we need to sing Party for You of You. Maybe tonight is the night that you want to get it settled. And you realize what you're stepping into, that it is tough, but man, is it worth it? You realize that and you're okay with that. You say, sign me up, Dustin. If that's you, man, I'm going to talk to you after the service to let you know just how important it is to follow after Christ. Let's pray together. God, thank you so much for your word. And I pray that something I said is stuck in the hearts of these students. God, not me, but you. Lord, help me to decrease and you increase. Lord, help us to realize, all of us realize, that this life that we've been called to live, the truth is that it is tough, but God, there's no better life. There's nothing that this world can offer that could take the place of you and knowing you and following after you, God. Thank you for a fun night. Thank you for a night of truth. That we can be saved, Lord, if we'll just follow, if we'll just trust you. And help us, Lord, to give our lives over to following after you, no matter the cost. We pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Hey, real quickly on the way of announcements, got a few announcements. Next week, we are going bowling. Okay, we're going to Cleveland bowling. We're leaving next Wednesday at 5 o'clock. For those of you who have dance until 5 o'clock, we are going to wait on you. Just get here as quick as possible, okay? If you're taking dance at, is it Expressions? You guys have practice until 5. Just get here as soon as you can. If you're going to go. If you're not going to go, let me know so we can go ahead and leave at 5, okay? But we will wait on you just so by 5:15, we need to be pulling out, okay? So, but that's next week. It costs us $12. That includes bowling and supper. Supper for the $12 is two slices of pizza. And so you can bring $12. If you've got a little extra money and you want to go to the arcade, they've got a killer arcade. From what I understand, I've not been over there, but they say it's just a humdinger of an arcade. So if you want to bring that little extra money to play on that $15 or bring a $20 bill, that'll get everything together. You're welcome to bring that, just be responsible for that. But for $12, you can bowl and pizza. Okay, bowl and eat. All right? That's next Wednesday. So we won't meet here. The Rock Cafe will not be open. We're going to leave at 5 o'clock or a little after and head over to Cleveland. My plans is to have you guys back 8-ish. Let me say 8-ish because if we get up there at 6 and then bowl from 6 until 7 or a little after and then come on back. So maybe 8:15. But my plans are to be right around 8 to get you guys back. Okay? So that's next Wednesday, so please make note of that. You can help us out. There's a sign-up sheet across the hall at the Rock Cafe. Go ahead and sign up. If you remember, go ahead and put your shoe size on there so I can go ahead and let them know to be pulling those shoes, okay? All right, so let's go to the next announcement. On July the 22nd, we're going down to Jackson, to Mississippi Baptist Youth Night. This is a free event, y'all. It is phenomenal. You'll be gathered there with from 6, 7, 8,000 other Mississippi Baptist students as we worship. Ronnie Hill, will be the speaker, and then the Justin Tayfield band. I've never heard of Justin Tayfield. I've heard Ronnie, and he's fantastic. But come and join us. We're going to leave at 3 o'clock. We'll go by the mall, grab a bite to eat, and then head on over to the Coliseum. It starts at 6:30. It'll be done by 8:30, so we should be home around 10:30, 11, something like that. So that's on Friday night, July the 22nd. We got a little couple of weeks, and we'll get the word, continue to get the word out about that. But we're going to leave at 3, bring money to Edom, and they'll take up a missions offering as well. There's no cost to get into the Coliseum, so if that entices you, and there will be I was supposed to have a sign-up sheet today, but there will be one Sunday, and you're welcome to bring your friends, okay? Invite your friends to be a part of this. It's a fantastic night, okay? Lauren Daigle is having a concert in Jackson, October the 13th. Tickets are $17. They're on sale now, and I can tell you right now, I have about 10 tickets left. I ordered 25. They came in last week, and I'm down to about 10, okay? So, let's see. Yeah, I'm down to 10. So, so if you want one, you need to let me know pretty soon, okay? That's Thursday night, October the 13th, down at Pine Lake Church there in Brandon. And so if you need more information, anything like that, you can see me, okay? All right, I think that's all we have. So do we have any prayer requests you want to mention? Mary?
I'm right there with it.
Okay, Miss Louise Thornburg. You guys be praying for her. She's still in the hospital, so you guys be praying for Mary and Andrew and Haley's great grandmother, Miss Louise.
We are going on another vacation tomorrow. So
All right, where y'all headed?
yes.
Okay. You guys be praying for Becca as they travel. Anything else?
Our aunt and then also our uncle on our dad's side yesterday, his house caught on fire from Osborne, and he lost everything. And so there's been a lot
Since your
of
dad's brother?
my dad's brother. There's been a lot of generous people giving photos and just making things, but all he came out with was swimsuit shorts, tank top, and boots on his feet. He was able to move his gun and stuff.
Well, at least it's something.
Yeah.
That's what
He
the
gets
Bible-
some, but
We gotta look at the positive.
Yeah.
Well, I hate that. Where's she live?
it's slaughtered by my aunt.
I got you.
It was a really old house, so it was just
I got you.
gone with it.
But we're also praying not only for Mr. Bailey's brother, we're also praying for Miss Lacey's sister, Miss Kimberly. She's had a bone marrow transplant, and she just had a rough time with it. And so you guys be praying for Miss Kimberly as she fights this and recovers and all those things. Okay? So we're praying for you guys as well. Okay?
Connor and Dawson.
Yeah, Miss Jeannie's sister was diagnosed with breast cancer when we were going to camp. And so if you guys would pray for her, and Miss Jenny and Dawson and Connor, and we can throw Mr. Jeff in there if you want to. Just pray that everything goes well with that. Yeah.
John,
Yeah, anybody got an update on John for the last couple of days? Let me tell you, Alex and I went down last Thursday. This is the last word I have on him. Alex and I went down last Thursday, and we went to the rehab hospital. He wasn't there, so we were making our way to the hospital where they said he was, and he was coming down the hall, headed to the rehab, and he was carrying a Ninja Turtle cutout that they had brought him, and which was kind of cool. And so when I got to the room, I took the Ninja Turtle cutout and I set it over in the corner. And his wife checked me in, Alex on the couch, and told us to just sit there, and she was going to talk to all the nurses and give him all the information. So I was being nosy and listening to her, which she was by John, and John was laying in the bed, and I saw John do this. The Ninja Turtle was over here, and John did this to the Ninja Turtle. Okay? Y'all, John took a lick. I know that is kind of funny, it's comical, and I told him, I was like, did you know you did that? He had no clue. He took a lick. He took a big lick. He still got patch on an eye, or on his eyes, but he moves from, or he did last Thursday, he moves from one eye to the other because he's seeing double. Okay? They're expecting that expecting everything to full recovery. They just know it's going to take some time. So you guys be praying for John and Jeanette, and pray for St. John's Youth Ministry because he's out. And right now they're in Lake Junaluska in North Carolina with First Methodist Church. We actually have a couple of students there, Katie Harden and Macon Mooneyham. And so pray for them as they adjust while John is out. Okay, but we are praying for John. And because the brother took a lick, he's very blessed to be alive. Just hearing the story of the accident itself is scary, and so you guys be praying for John and Jeanette as they recover. Did you have something?
I'm very excited.
Okay, all right.
I have a prayer. The work that I had done last Wednesday came back, and my accounts are up on my homes, my private homes, and they're going to keep me on the same medicine until August.
All right. We're praising God for that. All right, anything else? All right, if not, let's stand and we'll be dismissed in a word of prayer. All right, hey, don't forget, guys, if you're not saved, I want to talk to you. I just want to share with you God's love, and hopefully tonight is your night. Okay? All right. Anybody want to pray for us as we dismiss? All right, thanks, Mary. Let's pray.
Dear Lord, thank you so very much for this beautiful day and giving us God. I pray for all of our customers, God. You know all their names, and I pray that you will make them according to your will, God. I pray that you will let these words that you spoke to Justin just impact our lives this week. And God, I pray that you just help us be a light for you and whatever we may do, and keep us safe as we all go our separate ways. In the name of Christ.
Amen.